Orphan drug designation is often seen as one of the most humanitarian policies in modern medicine. It was created to address a major gap. Many diseases are extremely rare, affecting only a small number of patients worldwide. Because the potential market is limited, pharmaceutical companies historically had little incentive to invest in costly research, clinical trials, and regulatory approvals for these conditions. As a result, many rare diseases remained untreated. To solve this problem, governments introduced regulatory incentives to make rare disease drug development financially viable. However, over time, these incentives have also enabled companies to create highly profitable niche markets. A disease is classified as rare or orphan based on how many people it affects. In the United States, a condition is considered rare if it affects fewer than 200,000 individuals. In the European Union, the threshold is fewer than 5 people per 10,000. While each disease is uncommon, there are more than 7,000 rare diseases globally, collectively affecting millions of patients. The Orphan Drug Act of 1983 in the United States marked a turning point. It introduced several incentives to encourage companies to develop treatments for rare diseases. The most important of these is market exclusivity. Once an orphan drug is approved, the company receives 7 years of exclusive marketing rights in the US, while in Europe this period can extend up to 10 years. Market exclusivity is highly valuable because it prevents competitors from entering the market with similar drugs for the same condition. Even if another company develops a comparable therapy, it cannot be approved unless it shows clear clinical superiority. This effectively gives the original developer a temporary monopoly. In addition to exclusivity, companies benefit from financial incentives such as tax credits for clinical trial expenses, research grants, and reduced regulatory fees. Regulatory agencies may also offer faster review processes, allowing drugs to reach the market more quickly and with lower financial risk. These policies have been successful in encouraging innovation. Before these incentives, very few treatments existed for rare diseases. Today, hundreds of orphan drugs have been approved, improving outcomes for patients who previously had limited or no options. However, the economic model behind orphan drugs is distinct. Because the number of patients is small, companies often set very high prices to recover development costs and generate profit. Many orphan drugs cost hundreds of thousands of dollars per patient each year, and some advanced therapies exceed $1 million for a single treatment. Several factors support this pricing strategy. First, the lack of competition during the exclusivity period allows companies to maintain high prices. Second, rare diseases are often serious or life-threatening, making patients and healthcare providers more willing to accept expensive treatments. Third, there are often no alternative therapies, which limits the ability of healthcare systems to negotiate lower prices. Pharmaceutical companies have also developed strategies to maximize the benefits of orphan designation. One approach is indication slicing, where a broader disease is divided into smaller genetic subtypes. Each subtype can qualify as a rare condition, allowing companies to obtain multiple orphan designations. Another strategy involves repurposing existing drugs. A medicine initially developed for a common condition may later be approved for a rare disease. Because much of the safety data already exists, development costs are lower, yet the drug can still be sold at a high price under orphan designation. Advances in biotechnology, particularly genomics, have further expanded this field. Scientists can now identify specific genetic mutations, transforming what was once considered a single disease into multiple distinct conditions. This increases the number of diseases eligible for orphan designation and supports the growth of targeted therapies. As a result, orphan drugs have become one of the fastest growing segments of the pharmaceutical industry. For many companies, rare disease treatments represent a major source of revenue. This growth has sparked ongoing debate. Supporters argue that orphan drug policies are essential for driving innovation in neglected areas. Without these incentives, many life-saving treatments might not exist. Critics, however, argue that the system can be exploited, with high prices placing pressure on healthcare systems and limiting patient access. Regulators now face the challenge of balancing innovation with affordability. Future reforms may focus on improving pricing transparency, refining exclusivity rules, and strengthening oversight of orphan designation.